Okay, can you guys just start by telling each of your names and your titles, and then we'll start with that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sinyu Yang. I'm the director of pickleball at Asheville Racquet Club.
I'm Jerry Kahneman. I'm the assistant director of pickleball at Asheville Racquet Club.
Awesome. Can you tell us how many members you have, and tell us how many are pickleball versus other?
We have just over 700 members. We just have over 700 members, and that is a combination of pickleball only players and then people that will do pickleball and use our gym facility, and then tennis and pickleball players as well.
Okay. What are some of the main goals that you guys start out with for, you look at your year, you say, here's what we want to provide. What words would you use to describe what you want to provide? And then maybe some key things that you see, these are our most popular events for the year.
So our goals for the year, we typically want to have leagues, incorporated, also tournaments, juniors program, and other special events that could include like duper session, crown on the court session, any private session for specific levels that we'll do, and also other tournament events that could include like LMP, Moneyball, and then dinking tournament and those goals. And yeah, we'll just space them out throughout the year and then determine like how many players we want, and then we'll go from there. Anything else to add?
Just to provide a safe, friendly environment where people can come achieve their pickleball goals. With so many members, we have so many different goals that people want to achieve. So we have social players, competitive players, people that want to dabble a little bit in the competition aspect, and they're just coming up with different ways to play pickleball, just to give them a variety.
Yeah.
How would you say that pickleball and offering pickleball has affected the club?
Huge growth. I mean, with the popularity of pickleball, a few years ago, primarily a tennis club, but now the growth of pickleball is just so astronomical. So many players. And just at this point, I think we're getting close to reaching a point of like 12 courts, which sounds like a lot, but we feel like we always need more courts. There's just only so much time available. So it helps the club immensely. We've seen a lot more people in the gym. So while you're playing pickleball, now we have to have stretch and mobility. There will be injuries, so we have a nice facility where people can do exercises to help recover from them as well. And we work with the gym trainers to try to work on exercises and show them how to prevent, making sure, their stretch doesn't involve walking from the car through the parking lot to the pickleball court. So maybe do a little bit more.
That's great. So our readers usually are people who either own or operate a pickleball facility. What would you say some tips that you've learned over the years that you would call big successes or big wins that you can remember? What would you say as successes?
Definitely having court monitors there and being engaging with the members, because they definitely love that. And also, I would say providing instruction for them to improve their games, because they're always looking to improve their games and get better and playing with their friends and also competing competitively. What else?
Yeah, again, a variety of pros to learn. They have different opportunities. If they can't connect or feel like they don't like the teaching style of one pro, they have other options to go to, just like as there's different players. So some of us come from tennis backgrounds, some have just strict pickleball, so they have played other racket sports. So yeah, just a variety, trying to address all the concerns of so many members.
Yeah. What do you tell the court monitors? How do you train them?
So usually I have, because we have so many different sessions, I do have like a document that kind of like, hey, this is what this session is and what it means, and then it goes step by step, like how to run it, because we have several steps that you need to do, because first they have to go to playtime scheduler, figure out how many players there is, and then based on the number, you got to determine how to do court assignment based on that. And then going over the format with that too. So making sure, so usually when we train somebody, well, like whoever knows how to run it will be there with them. They'll do it first, and then so that the court monitor can learn, and then once they feel confident in it, then they can be on their own and then start running those sessions themselves.
And how many Asheville Racquet Club staff are working on pickleball?
I would say, let's see, I think four, five,
Five.
five staff that we
Five staff
have.
members.
Yeah, because we have like during the day session. So during the day is really popular. So we have more staff coverage during the daytime, and then in the evening we'll have people run in the evening session too. So everybody is spread out. They know what they're doing and helping run session
That's great.
throughout the week.
Full time, part time? How many?
Part time. Yeah. So they're only there when we're like busy, and then we need help cover for the session. They'll be there.
Okay.
So usually like from 12 to 2 will be the most busiest, and then in the evening it'll be usually around 4, and then all the way to 8.
Okay. Do you guys do you have favorite suppliers? Anybody that you work with for paddles, balls, court, nets, software? Anybody that you really enjoy working with?
So right now we just partnered up with Diadem, and I think it's a great partnership. So we got several of their paddles in our inventory, so we're going to start promoting that. And then we're going to start using their balls for our tournaments and in leagues. So we're really thrilled about that and just promoting them and continue to work with our partnership. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, they have been one of the few companies. Normally you contact a paddle company and we'd like to have a demo or two to play for our members. I feel like our membership's large enough, but most paddle companies want you to buy, well, if you buy 25 or 50 of our paddles, we'll give you a demo. I don't need 50 paddles at this point. You know, we could grow into that maybe, but Diadem has been excellent of saying, here's 5 of our top paddles. Here's demos for all of them. You don't have to buy any paddles. I'm sure they'll sell themselves. So that is great. And then we have a local brand at those pickleball from the Weird, and then we have a representative from Holbrook as well. So we're just trying to offer our members not necessarily what we think, you know, is the absolute top paddle at that time, but they should come in and have a selection of paddles to try, because everybody plays a little bit differently and hits a little differently. So if we can offer a variety for them to try, that's really the main goal, just to really be a service to the members, give them options.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Do you do your demo program, the demo paddles, is that a free program for them, for the members?
Yeah, it's pretty free because we'll carry some paddles, and then we'll just like, hey, have you tried? Because a lot of time players will be like, hey, do you know what's a good paddle? And usually we're like, oh yeah, have you tried this paddle? You know, well, you can check it out and just try it. If you like it, you know, we can help you get those paddles, and so it's good.
Yeah, I think at first it has to be free, but then as it grows, those paddles that we really find are successful and people are playing with, or at least carrying in for people to rent. Yeah, it's nice to be able to try out a paddle before. I'm not just talking one game. If they want to take it for a weekend and play, they really get a feel for how that paddle plays, so they can make a good informed decision.
That's good. Do you guys do any sort of outreach or marketing outside of club members? Like, are you trying to get new club members, or do you pretty much market to the people who are already part of the club and get them to play pickleball?
Mainly members here, but we do try to reach out to other people too. So a lot of time we'll use Facebook group to kind of like, you know, go to other like group like in Charlotte or South Carolina, especially when we're doing like special events like tournament MLP. We're like, hey, check out our new event. And so sometimes we'll have special rates for non-members too, so that they can come to the event and then come check out our facility and what we have to offer. And then I know that we have Roger Angel and Mike Green, who are our sales managers, so they always like going around town to kind of like, you know, just build up the membership and getting more exposure about our club and what we do and what we offer.
That's great.
So you guys have kind of a dedicated sales team to try to bring you.
Yes, correct. Yes. Yeah, because we have different departments, because like we're just pickleball focused, and then Roger and Michael, they're like sell. Yeah, they're more focused on sell, and then we have like tennis department where they're just focused on tennis too and work on that.
Yeah, for locally, for membership,
Yeah.
that seems to work very well for us. Pickleball has a great advantage. I think it sells itself. You have a Pickleball 101 class where people from the community can come in and try it. It's almost a guarantee that somebody's going to join from that session.
Yeah.
For our tournaments, we have worked very well with Southern Pickleball. That is a great way to get nationwide coverage. If somebody, you know, is going to be traveling this part of the country, like, oh, we have a tournament, they can find it there, as well as pickleball tournaments, so that helps.
What's been, you know, you can answer differently here, but I want to answer from each. What's your favorite program that you guys put on during the year?
Ooh, I really like Crown of the Court program, that session, because it's just so fun, and a lot of people always just have fun, and sometimes they don't even have to think about rating. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna be here, have fun, and just move up and move down, and just have a good time. So I
Can you
really.
explain a little what the program is?
So Crown of the Court is like it's like a ladder system format where usually you'll have a top court and then you have a bottom court, and usually we'll assign player based on how they sign up on Playtime Scheduler, and then usually we'll put like a timer on for 13 minutes, so they'll play, and then when the timer goes off, whoever won, they'll stay. Well, the top court, the winner will stay, and whoever loses that one, they'll move down, and then court 2 to all the way to whatever court. If they win, the winner will move up, and then the losing team will move down and split. So you just do that for 2 hours using that timer, and people just have fun moving up, and you're always mixing and meeting new people and just playing.
Mine would probably my favorite, I think, are during the spring and summer and fall, we'll have a monthly social. So it's open play, but we will usually roll out the grill and we'll grill hamburgers and hot dogs. People can bring a side dish. It's open play, and then we'll do different games. My favorite was last year we did like a bingo where everybody who registered had to give us 2 interesting facts about themselves. So we found out just in our club members that we had somebody who was a medalist in the Olympics in fencing. We had somebody who was featured in Martha Stewart magazine. Somebody had won 2 Emmys. So there's like a lot of interesting people out there, and they come from different backgrounds. We've had a couple musicians that won Grammys. So a really multi-talented group, but it was just fun to find out that fact. And it's no pressure, no competition. Everybody's just playing pickleball and having a good time.
I would like to add on another one, like the juniors program is also one of my favorite, because it's just like awesome teaching younger kids to learn how to play pickleball, and once they grasp the pickleball, they're just like they always want to keep playing, and it's just fun to watch when they first started, and then how they grow and how they want to keep playing, and it's just really rewarding, especially when we're teaching and they're hearing the things that they're doing. It's just amazing. Yeah.
How did you develop that program? Where did that come from? Was that just a passion of yours?
So no, it was always something, because we have a tennis junior program here, and so that was something that we always wanted to do for pickleball too. And of course, when we first started, it wasn't as popular because they're like, what, pickleball? So at first it was really hard to do the program, but then just got to keep pushing it, why we should do it and why it's fun. Because when we first started, it was just like maybe it was like very broad, so it was just like beginners. And then that's it. It was really just beginner. And then as we start with that, they're starting to get to know more about the program, and then our students was getting better. And then we're like, okay, how do we help the student who are getting better improve? And then we came up with, okay, we'll have a beginner group, and then now we'll have an intermediate group. And then once that will start to evolve and they're doing even better from there too, then we're like, okay, now we need an advanced group, because these kids can play now. And so then we created 3 groups. So now we have beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And then we split between 2 age groups, so 7 to 10 and 11 to 14. Yeah.
It's nice to see the kids grow through the program, and then now our advanced players are traveling all over. We just had one of our juniors is going to Florida this weekend to compete in PPA. So but then you see the intermediate kids, they can play very well. So now they're taking their families out. So now we see families coming and playing on the weekends they're playing pickleball. So that's awesome. And then the beginners, of course, just let them discover and play different games with it. It is, again, it sells itself. So once the kids start playing, the entire family starts playing. So we have several families that will come and compete against each other here.
Yeah. Because one thing we would do in our program to just kind of get the parents more engaged too is like on the last week, so the 5th week, we invite the parents to come in and play with their kiddos, and this is what your kiddo is doing, and then sometimes their kids can kind of help teach them, like, hey mom, this is what I learned, you should do it like this. And it's just really nice to kind of see that happen together, and it's again really rewarding, and just one way to kind of help spread the word of pickleball and keep growing, have them play with their friends and family.
That's great. All right, so we ask everybody this as the last question. You can both answer the same or different.
Okay.
What advice would you give other people who look at the success of Asheville Racquet Club and would like that for themselves? What a piece of advice, maybe 1 or 2 pieces of advice, would you give them?
I would say have a plan. Have a plan of creating a program that is fun, that's still competitive and that foster good community. Because when you have those, you can, build a good program and then, meet the different needs of people of who just want to have social play. They can still have social play. For players who still want to have competitive play, they can still have competitive play. But then, if you're doing that competitive play, then maybe have like utilizing Duper to kind of help that. Because I find that that was really helpful for us, because then we can keep groups to be competitive, and then groups that don't want to be competitive, they can just come play in the social play. And then also, I would say offering like other events that engages the community together. So like the social, like monthly social that we do to just kind of like get people together, all levels together, and like level doesn't matter. You just come play, grill, have hamburgers, and just communicate and just have fun and enjoy pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a little structure
Mm-hmm.
and have to have that variety. So you have to admit there's going to be competitive players that just want competitive play. So we offer days for that, and then you have days that is strictly social, or if you want to challenge yourself, make it open play, and you can play against some higher rated players.
Mm-hmm.
But most people just want to play with their friends. But then, of course, with that, the more they play, we're very active here, so we have some players that will improve quicker than their friends. So now it's like, okay, so you have to have some variety and some places for those players to go.
And I'd say most importantly, having the staff members to engage with them, because they love that, and it makes because they're important to us, and then and I'm sure they want to feel important too, that we actually care, and it just build a better relationship with each other, and it just makes the community more livelier and more positive, and you just want to be around with each other all the time. And so I would say engaging more with them will definitely be helpful.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Did you guys have anything else you wanted to say or share?
No, we're just trying to keep up with the success of pickleball nationwide. I mean, it's growing, so we realize probably one of the biggest challenges I think is going to come for us next year is, so we want to have tournaments for our competitive players. Everybody's having tournaments, so to try to find, 2 years ago we could have one on a weekend, nothing was happening that weekend. Well, now there's 5 other tournaments that are within driving distance of us that everybody's having tournaments. So now you got to compete with that, and I hate to look at it as a competition, and we try to press our players to go outside and play with different groups, because if you play in the same pool of players, I think that just limits your game and how you think about it. So not necessarily just to be competitive, but just to play with a different group of people. So that is nice. We have a lot of members here that travel, come in and out during the year. So in that aspect, we do get a nice variety here. We're not stuck with the same members all the time.
Yeah, great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate the opportunity.